talk about rape culture.
Okay, so we're starting off on a bullshit lie, just like most of your videos.
Now this is where it gets deep.
Okay, Toto, let's get ready to jump down this lie-filled rabbit hole.
A lot of people always ask me, Gazi, what do you think about...
Nothing, not a goddamn thing.
A lot of people always ask me, Gazi, what do you think about interracial relationships and all these kinds of things and da-da-da.
And of course, you have a problem with them because God forbid you don't.
Let's talk about black rape culture.
It doesn't exist. Discussion over.
I'm an African internationalist, so I see the world as understanding that this entire world around me is built off of colonialism and parasitic capitalism in the form of white power.
Sure, just ignore the last 8 fucking years where we had a black president, or where one of the richest people in the world, Oprah, is black. Sure, yeah.
We're about to go there. Tag your interracial friends. Tag your friends that are dating white people.
So there's your answer. His response is going to be stupid beyond belief.
Okay, so I'm an African internationalist, meaning that I'm a materialist, and I understand that this entire base of our reality is built off of colonialism, the attack on Africa, right?
And here he's going to start whining about how it was personal. It completely ignored the fact that Africa had all the fucking resources that Europe wanted, that Europe decided to come in and take.
In prison, if a correctional officer and a prisoner, have sexual relationships, they're not supposed to. A correctional officer is not supposed to have a sexual relationship with a prisoner.
No way! I thought it was completely legal.
Now, if a correctional officer and a prisoner have sex, the correctional officer will be charged with rape, even if the prisoner says it was consensual, yeah. Because the prisoner cannot say it was consensual because there's a different power structure.
Correct. But now let's hear how you think that applies to everybody all the time.
There is an unequal power structure. There is the correctional officer, the prison guard, who's up here, and the prisoner who is down here, right? So the prisoner cannot actually say if they really are in love with the correctional officer because the prisoner is underneath the power structure of the prison guard.
Thank you for explaining that like we were children.
So the prisoner can't even trust themselves in saying that they love the prison guard because they're not in equal terms of an equal relationship to equally see each other and equally fall in love with each other.
The prisoner can trust themselves, but the prison board cannot trust the prisoner because the prison guard might be using that power over the prisoner to say they're in love to try and get out of being accused of rape.
I want to talk about interracial relationships when it comes to an African and a white person, okay?
So a completely normal, happy, healthy relationship and how you have a problem with it.
Here we go, bitch. Here we go! Ah! 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 We understand that we live in a world that is built off of white power.
No, we are not.
And that white people are up here with this power. African people are oppressed every day by this power.
Being that stupid must be tiresome. I mean, yeah, so much white power, yet for 8 years a black guy led the free world. So, yeah.
You cannot say that you love your white partner because you are not on equal playing fields.
Hang on, let me go call my aunt and uncle an interracial couple and see if they're not equals in their relationship.
Would you speak English if it wasn't for the oppression of your white partner? Would you think the way if it wasn't for you going through the school system of your white partner? African people live in a society that tells them every day that white people are smart, White people are beautiful. White people are powerful. White people are superior.
Ah, yes, the tried and true sins of the father fallacy that you love. You know, that doesn't work, right? I am not responsible for my ancestors' actions, just like you're not responsible for your ancestors' actions, nor will our descendants be responsible for our actions.
Every day that is told to us through advertisements, through books, through the school system, through entertainment, through media, through music, through every instance of our life, through the judicial system, through the employment system, it is telling us that white people are great, white people are powerful.
So you're just going to ignore the fact that all these beautiful black supermodels, all these rich black actors, actresses, musicians aren't powerful? Seriously? Or that all these black musicians that rap about themselves and how great they are, how good looking they are, and all this and that just don't exist? You realize the school system is teaching them history in history class. They're teaching them what happened. They're not saying this was good. They're not saying this was bad. They're just saying this happened, but most teachers will go and say, this event was a bad thing. Hitler was a bad guy. Slavery was bad. But no, that's completely lost on your idiotic, bigoted mind.
So when you have little African boys who are 12 years old, who are 13 years old saying that they want to be with a white girl, it's probably because they saw Frozen. It's probably because they see all these Disney movies with these beautiful white princesses, because they see these cartoons with these beautiful white girls, because they play a video game of Mario chasing and trying to save a white blonde girl.
I'm impressed. This amount of stupid in one person? That's impressive.
Then also, this white person has resources over the African. So the African becomes dependent on this white person. Even if the African, let's say, is a basketball player and the white girl is some waitress.
And we're off at the racist derby starring Gazi Kodzo.
The white girl has access to the police force, access to the state.
Okay, well, the first one, you just might not know this, but if you need to call the police, it's called 911. You tell them where you're at and what's happening, and the police will respond. As for the state, you do realize the largest population on welfare is inner city black people, correct? So, how can she have access to the state when more black people are on welfare than white people?
Access to employment, access to spaces of society where she is deemed dominant. And when this African man is with this white girl, white society looks at him like, oh, he's a tame nigga because he has a white woman. So there's benefits of being with a white woman, even if she's poorer than the African man.
We do not think that, you moron! Where do you get the idea that A, you can speak for white people, and B, that we think things we don't? Where the fuck do you get this at, you idiot?
If they are pulled over and the police officer sees, oh, this is an African girl, but she has a white husband, sitting right there, she's good, she's good.
It's amazing how you don't want white people speaking for black people, but it's okay for you to speak for white people and act like you know what we think, what we do, when you don't. So why don't you shut up, learn a thing or two, and then make a judgment?
So, I wanted to say all of that to say the power structure is completely different right now when it comes to living in the colonialism. White people are up here, African people are down here.
You're right. The structure is different. Everyone's equal now, you moron. Or did you not learn that in your history class about the Civil Rights Act, equal employment, all that? Hell, some even think black people have it better with affirmative action when they get prioritized over white applicants. So, just saying.
You can't even say you love a white person. You can't say you love your white husband or white wife. You can't say you love your white girlfriend or white boyfriend.
Why not? Who's stopping you? Look at them. Tell them. You want to tell other people? Fucking tell them. Who cares?
Because you don't live in an equal world. You don't have an equal relationship. You live in a world that tells you every day that white people are superior. You live in a world that tells you every day that you as an African ain't shit.
What world is this that you speak of? Because, think about it. Some of the most rich and powerful people in the world are black. We've got more black millionaires in this country today than ever before.
So I'm sorry to tell you, when it comes to African internationalism, when it comes to the way I see interracial relationships, when it comes to an African and a white person being together, it's rape.
And when it comes to how I see you, you're a jackass with his head so far up his he'd never see sunlight if he was on the sun.
It's flat out rape because it's coercive. Because it is coercive. And that is the harshest form of rape because you don't even know you don't want it.
I'll try and be sure to direct your video to rape support centers so that they will be able to see that you're equating this fictional racism that you perceive in everything, everywhere, with rape.
Literally, the white person that you say you are in love with can kill you. This white person can kill you and get away with it.
No, they f***ing can't, you jackass.
This is not an equal relationship. This is rape. That is rape. That is rape. And that is the black rape culture that we don't talk about.
No, it's not, and you don't talk about it because it's not f***ing real, you delusional prick.